ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It's the one and only Charlie Brown. And once again, it's time to go around town with Charlie Brown. This is the wait. It's the same video? No, it's not. Hey! It's Christmas time, and this is day 6 of the 25 days of Christmas, and we're jumping right back into it. The other video I did was for the horror movie fans out there, for the adults only, and the teenagers who like to see scary things. But this right here is jumping right back into an old classic, but it's a classic I got a bone to pick with. And here we go, number 6. Number 6, right? Yeah, I think it's number 6. I'm losing track of days. I'm getting old. Anyway, number 6 so happened to be Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Now, I gotta say this, okay? Growing up, I remember watching Home Alone 2 with my mom and dad, a.k.a. Soren's Nana and his Pop. And I remember my family's reaction, especially my parents' reaction, to this movie. Now, this movie, if you ask me, let me just lay it out there for you a little bit. Spoiler alert, just in case I spoil something. Now, the reason why I picked this movie is because this movie is a classic. You got to watch it. Christmas time, you have to, okay? There's all together, you got Home Alone, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, Home Alone 3, the one with Scarlett Johansson. The one with Scarlett Johansson, a.k.a. Black Widow. Then you got Home Alone 4, and then you got Home Alone 5, I think it's the Holiday Heist. And then you got Home Alone 6, which is Home Sweet Home Alone. Oh, I think I died a little bit on the inside just saying that. But all in all, the first two were good. And it seemed like the movie was the first one was great. The second one, aight. Third one, and it's like the quality of the movie just kept dying down. But let me just touch base on it a little bit. In this one, Kevin wakes up with the family and everything else, just like he did in the other one. And then somehow they get into a problem. And the problem that they get into this time is that they end up, say it with me, woke up late again. 2 times. So, after they wake up late, now she freaks out because she's in the car and she's like, oh my God, where's Kevin? Kevin so happened to be in the front seat. Good, you got Kevin. This time, they're running through the airport. Kevin's there with them, but then somehow Kevin gets separated from them. And then when Kevin gets separated from them, they all end up on the plane, but he's not on the same plane as them. He ends up going to New York. They go to Florida. They end up landing in Florida, and then they realize when they're trying to get their bags and everything that Kevin's not there. Now, no. I'll save that for a little bit. Let's keep going. So after that, Kevin ends up in New York. All this crazy stuff happens somehow, some way, by the graces of God or by the placates of the devil. All of a sudden, Marv and Harry end up in New York with him, and then he has to go to his Kevin ends up lying and using his dad's committing credit card fraud because he used his dad's credit card, which he ended up with his dad's wallet in the first place. And he ends up taking care of things in New York on his own. He's a 10-year-old kid, but he's scary, he's frightened. Everybody in New York is chasing after him, including the bellmans and stuff like that, people who check you into the hotel. He then ends up saving the day at the end of the movie because he stops Harry and Marv from robbing and stealing from an orphanage of kids. And finally, the mom ends up showing back up, and she finally reunites with her child. Now, let me get to where one of the reasons I want to talk about this, and I remember this. When I was younger, my dad would always get mad at the dad. And my mom would always get mad at the mom because the movie doesn't make sense. She's got to be literally one of the worst moms in history. And I understand you guys got a lot going on, but my family traveled a lot when I was younger. They never misplaced me. They knew where I was 24 hours of that day. They had like built-in radar. Doodle, 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 there. Doodle, 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 there. Doodle, 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 there. Come here. They had it in them. So whenever you watch this movie, my dad would get so upset how the dad reacted to things. And if it was us that was missing, my dad would have acted way differently than that dad acted. And if it was us, me and my brother's missing, my mom would have acted accordingly as well. There's no way my mom and dad would have got on that plane and not know that they had their children safely secured next to them. Now, with that being said, that was one thing I really enjoyed about watching the movie, oddly enough, was watching my parents' reaction. Even though they knew and they seen this movie hundreds of times, they reacted the same way every time. with the disgust. I can't believe these call themselves parents. I can't believe this. With the disgust that they have. They're ready to punch the TV. Thank God they didn't. I had to duct tape my dad's hands to a chair and push him away from the TV to make sure he didn't punch it. And mom had to tie her legs to a chair in the table, and she trying to get up to try to drop kick it. No. I know you did ballerina when you were younger, but you ain't kicking this TV. No, sir. So, that being said, I honestly got to say this, guys. The movie Home Alone, Lost in New York, the first two portions of the movie, like when they're building the story up to him getting on the plane to go to New York, him actually being lost in New York, once the storyline of him being lost in New York is done, the movie actually starts. The best part about the movie is him taking down these bad guys and the crazy antics and stuff that they have. They literally have a scene where a man is being electrocuted by a 10-year-old child. And while he's been electrocuted, somehow he screams, turns into a skeleton, meaning he lost his flesh and his muscles, but he still had hair and was screaming, and somehow was just perfectly fine afterwards. Listen, a man gets his head set on fire, flips upside down, and then dips into water, and it makes like a bomb, like it's like just dipped in kerosene. Listen, all I'm saying is the best bits of this movie is everything once he starts to set things up to take out the bad guys. Okay? Other than that, it's just stuff going on. It's like 90s, like, you know, kid stuff, like, oh, look at these crazy things these kids are doing. The entire Christmas vibe and everything that you get, you don't get it until right when he says, I gotta make sure they can't steal Christmas. That minute he says that and they start playing that music, once he start playing that music, boom, that's when the movie starts. So all in all, you can fast forward straight through to where you see Kevin standing outside, going to his aunt and auntie's house that's being renovated, and then setting up all these booby traps. That's where the movie starts. And then when his mom shows back up, and they hug each other and they wake up and it's Christmas. That's where the movie is. And then you have that very heartfelt scene at the very end with him and another character. I'm not going to give that away if you haven't seen it yet. And I don't know why you haven't, but go and see it. And pull up, guys, I take this suggestion, okay? Watch it with like a couple generations. Watch it with like your grandparents, with you, and then your kids, okay? And see the reaction on everybody's faces when you see the characters in the movie and how they reacted to certain things and when these things happen. See the kids' reaction to how they react to the kid being alone in New York. See your reaction and how you feel about losing your child like that. See your parents' reaction or your grandparents' reaction to see how they feel about losing a child, and then being not just, you know, in the first movie they ended up in Paris, they were in a whole other country. In this movie they ended up in Florida and he ended up in New York. Okay, so just imagine that, okay, while you're watching this movie. All in all, I think you guys will enjoy the movie. That's why I'm recommending it to you, along with the other movies that I recommend to you. So if you have a chance to, please check out Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Right now, if you have Disney Plus, you can check it out on there. If not, go to Walmart and Myers. They actually haven't been. I've seen it. I've seen all the Home Alone movies in one package. It was like $20. You only need it for the first two. You don't need others. Anyway, please go and check it out and comment down below how you guys felt about it. If you can pick up what I'm putting down around the town. Charlie Brown. Ta-ta. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the one and only Charlie Brown. I just wanted to let you guys know that you can check out Around the Town podcast right now on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, anywhere you get your podcasts. Again, that's Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So come on. Don't you want to go around the town with Charlie Brown? If you can pick up what I'm putting down, Around the Town, Charlie Brown.